How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I'm going to be going over the pros and cons, worth it or waste, on the new Galaxy Tab 4 7.0. This tablet has changed a lot since the Tab 3, and definitely want to go over all those pros and cons and hopefully help you make a good decision of if you want to pick this one up or maybe hold on to the one you have or maybe go with a different tablet. So let's jump right into the pros here. The first thing is the new premium look the tablet does have. So on the Tab 3 it was more of a plastic, just straight backing, where this one kind of has a mix between that plastic and the backing that you do find on the Note 3. So the Note 3 is still more of an imitation leather. It's not totally that feel, but it does look a lot better and it does have a better feel to it. So that was one big plus in terms of the design. The second thing, and again to compare it with the Note has this kind of silver bezel around the edge here, and the Tab 4 has that same. So you know, I feel like that really gave the tablet a more premium feel to it, and so it didn't look as cheap as, you know, I remember the Tab 2. It just, you know, it didn't have the best design, you know. So as they're making these little cosmetic changes, the tablet definitely looks more valuable and, you know, a little bit nicer, you know, even though you're only paying $199. That is the price point that it did come out at. As well as the bezel is a lot thinner. If you do compare it to the Tab 3 or Tab 2, the bezel is thinner than both, and the bezel is just this little edge right here around the side of the tablet. So the cool part about that is you're getting mainly screen instead of just getting, you know, you have all this thick stuff around here. In fact, I do have, just to show you an example, this is the Note 8, and so this is a really thick bezel right here, whereas this is a thinner version right there. So that was first big pro right there. So premium design, looks a lot better, definitely a large upgrade from the Tab 3. The next thing does come in black and white, which normally they do tend to come in those type of colors. We just want to throw that out there. The Tab 4 is a quad-core processor, or it has a quad-core processor, whereas the Tab 3 was only a dual-core. So the tablet moves a lot quicker, and in terms of just functions, it definitely, you will see a difference in that speed. I was able to do some basic web surfing and download some apps, and I don't know, like the tablet was just constantly moving quick, you know, whereas the previous Tab series you would see kind of a lag in certain things, where I didn't get a lot of that in terms of playing with this one. The next thing is it finally does now have an HD screen, whereas the last couple of tabs were not HD. So this is a WXGA 1280 by 800 display, so it's a 720 screen, but definitely does look a lot better, a lot brighter, and Samsung always puts these really awesome wallpapers that really do highlight that color as well. So definitely gonna enjoy, you know, watching movies on there, looking at your pictures, because now we do have an HD screen. Okay. Next thing is there were some changes in terms of the button configuration. So at the bottom here, this used to be a menu button, but now on Tab 4 this is a multitask button. So when you tap it, you can actually see all your running apps. So see, we have all these different apps here, and so this is actually the original kind of configuration that you saw on the Tab 2. And so you would hit that button and then you could just swipe away your apps that were running. So I particularly like that change, because, you know, before you had to like hold down on like the home button to get to your running apps, and now this is so much easier, and people will be more on purpose about not keeping all of their apps running, because when your apps are running, when you have a ton of things at the same time running, then it does slow the tablet down. A lot of people don't even know why. So I did like that switch to the new, or going back to the multitask button. The next thing is we have an improved keyboard layout, and so if we do go to type, what you'll notice here is that now you do have a whole row for numbers, which is so awesome because now you don't have to hold down on one of these other options to hit a number. It's just right on the front. You even have, we've got our shortcut. Let's see, we got our symbol here. Okay, that's on a different one. So, you know, it's just nice to be able to have that extra row of numbers. So typing is so much faster and more fluid, whereas before, again, you did have to hold down on one number just to get, or you had to hold down one of the letters to get a number to come up. And if you're trying to type like a phone number, then it just, you know, it takes too long. So the improved design there in terms of adding the numbers is brilliant. I love that. It just makes life so much easier. So definitely kudos for Samsung on making that tweak right there. This does come with Android 4.4 KitKat, which is the latest software. And again, Samsung has made a lot of changes to accommodate that new operating system. We even have our little shortcut down here for Google, so you can just tap right here if you want to Google search something. And then what's cool too is you also have the mic. You can just tap the mic, or you tap the mic and then you say okay Google, and then it'll start listening. Benihanas. So that was kind of a botched attempt there. But the cool part is, you know, you can tap the mic, say, okay, Google, and then you can just do a voice search. So I like that this is down here, opposed to on the older models, they would have like a row at the top that took up space. Here it's out of the way, and it just makes it easier to, you know, do a quick search. You know, you really don't even have to have Chrome on the front anymore, because this technically is your shortcut right to Chrome. So love that new feature. Definitely does make things a lot more fluid in terms of use. The next pro that it does have is the new, it has finally received multi-window. And what multi-window does is it allows you to actually look at multiple apps at one time. So, give you an example, I can open up Chrome. And I can also open up Contacts. See that? So I can have multiple things open. And then I can even switch and say, tell you what, I'm going to put a video here instead. So the cool thing is now you can have two apps open at one time, and it definitely does make things a lot easier just in terms of your running. And you can also shrink these down so you can see more of one app than the other. You can even turn the screen sideways and it will rotate. Or we have to make sure our rotation, yep, so our rotation lock was off. So we turn that on. And now we have, you could have your mail open on one side, you can have your gallery, you can have your hangouts. It's not supported by every single app, but it definitely is supported by a lot of apps. Or not, actually that's a rough way to say that. Not a lot of apps. It's only the apps that you see right here. So just these 12 right now, and I think, yeah, so there are a few more. We do have Play Store, and so there's not a ton of apps that are out, but this will continue to expand, and I believe one day you'll be able to put any app in that multi-window and be able to run two at a time. So this is definitely a feature that Apple hasn't even been able to touch yet, to be able to run multiple apps. So, you know, Samsung, even on their, you know, kind of low-end tablets, you do get that new feature now. So that's a great plus right there, great pro. Next thing is you do have an option where you can add multiple user accounts. So for example, if you wanted to share this tablet with maybe a husband and wife wanted to share it, or you know, maybe a parent has it and you want to create a separate account for your kids, you can actually separate the logins through the settings. We go to settings. I'll just show you where to get to. I won't show you a full breakdown of it, but you go to settings and then you want to go to general, and then you go to where it says accounts. Or I'm sorry, not accounts. You want to go to where it says user. And when you go to user, then that will allow you to create separate accounts. So you can sign in, you can see your email, you can see the apps you've downloaded, and then when they sign in, you can even have a password for you and not them. You can have only their apps and not yours, their email, whatever. But it definitely allows you to do more with the tablet, especially because, you know, a lot more parents are buying these for their kids. or sometimes they will have their kids use it. So maybe when you hand it to your kid, you can switch to their account and it won't mess up anything that you're doing on yours. So that is definitely a great plus, and I've been waiting for them to do that for a long time. So I love that. Couple of other small new things is there is a new kids mode as well, and with that kids mode, it's a little more kid friendly, and again, it doesn't affect the regular apps and everything like that. So that's a plus, so you can pass it over to your kid and not worry about them jumping online and getting to the wrong thing. It does have also this new app called Handcom Office, and this is taking the place of what used to be Polaris Office. It's not like one app, it's a whole separate app, but with it you can actually view Word documents, Excel documents, and PowerPoint documents. You can also edit them right through here. Now it comes with the viewer, so you can view those documents. If someone wants to email you a Word document, you can open it. I'm going to have there's a link in the video you can click. Ask the Android Guy does a video on how you can download that Handcom Office so you can have the full suite. But then you can create your own Word documents right from the tablet. So if you need to make a quick spreadsheet, or if you need to do a tweak on a PowerPoint, you could download it, tweak it, and you can send it back. So another great thing, you don't have to pay for it. It does come free. It's just an extra download you have to do. So another great plus there. Great content. When you do buy this tablet, Samsung does give you a couple of what are called Galaxy perks. You do get a $10 Google Play credit, and you get 50 gigs of Dropbox storage, which is good for 2 years. So just for buying the tablet, they're going to hook you up with some extra incentives. So love that too. And just a few things that haven't really changed much on the tablet. It does have a micro SD slot, which is on the left side right here, or nope, sorry, wrong, on the right side. So you can add up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card slot if you want to expand the storage. So that's always a plus, to be able to store more of your content, more movies, pictures, or songs. As well as it does have built-in GPS. It does have the IR blaster as well, which is is built-in infrared, so you can use it to control your TV. You can use it as a universal remote. So that hasn't changed. That feature is still there. The cameras have not changed. Front is a 1.3 front-facing megapixel camera, and the rear camera is a 3 megapixel. So there was no change at all with that. And finally, again, same price. This did move into the price point of $199, and the Tab 3 has moved down to the $179.99 price point. So again, $200, you got a new tablet, you got all the latest features. I mean, it's kind of hard to fight with that. Now let's jump over to the cons. There are a couple of cons. One, and this is always my con with the Tab 7-inch series, it does only come in 8 gigabytes of storage. So you pretty much have to buy a micro SD card to get more storage. I believe with KitKat now you can move apps over to the memory card, so you don't have to worry about being limited in terms of the apps you can download. But it still sucks that they don't offer a higher gigabyte storage option. Maybe if there was like a 32 gig option for $100 more or something like that. I'd love to see that, because the tablet just, it fits perfectly in your hand. I could just see you taking this around. This really is it's an all-around great tablet, even in terms of comparing it with the Kindles. It just fits easily in your hand, and it just does so much. So I would have liked to have seen just a higher storage option, so you could be a little more versatile. They really kind of push you into having to buy that extra memory card to get more storage. And the next thing is, and this is kind of a personal thing, so this won't apply for everyone, but because they did change this button to be for multitasking now, what you do lose is that quick shortcut to get to your settings. So where before you could just hit this button, it was a menu button, and you can get right to settings. Now you've got to swipe down from the top, and then you have to go to the settings wheel, which is all the way in the corner right here. So that's probably that's not a big con, but to me, I tend to go to the settings a lot to do different things, and so it does make it a little inconvenient. If I need to go change something, it's not just a quick, right there in the corner. Now I have to go all the way up there and swipe down first. So, that's just one of those things that kind of got me. But other than that, that's it. So those are the only two cons that I really came up with. The question now is worth it or waste, and you probably have seen from just the huge list of pros and the small list of cons that this is definitely a worth it. This is a really awesome tablet. Samsung really continues to knock it out of the park with this Tab series, offering so many great features for literally $200. This tablet, I think, could be great for anyone, for kids that are new to tablets and would like something to get started with. It'd be great for them. It'd be great for parents as well. If you just want something to look at your emails, be able to read, go online, do Facebook, social media, it's great for that. This would be even great for the senior who's new to technology and just trying to, get more, acquainted with it. $200 is not a lot to get started and to be able to do so much. You can even obviously view Netflix and all the movie apps. It just packs a really strong punch. And I'm amazed at how many new features Samsung did add to it, and keeping the price point the same at $200. So this is totally worth it. I definitely encourage you guys, even if you have the Tab 3, it's worth it to do the upgrade because you get so much more with this new one. So that's it, guys. This has been the review for the Tab 3 7.0. I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if you did find it helpful. Make sure you also share this with someone that you know maybe is looking for a new tablet, or maybe doesn't even have a tablet and maybe would want to know, hey, what's a good one? I would definitely recommend this one. Just because it does a lot, and it's just a great price, and it's a hard tablet to pass up. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. If you're not a subscriber of H2TechVideos, make sure you subscribe, and also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/H2TechVideos. We try to run giveaways every month or every other month, so definitely get on there. We're giving away some great Bluetooth speakers, and you don't want to miss out on that. All right, have a good one.